Hey, welcome to this week's Elevate Life Think Letter. This one is for the executives who are caring a lot. Decision makers, team builders, visionaries, and those navigating transitions that few others understand. I'm John Register, a Paralympic silver medalist, U.S. Army combat veteran, two-time Olympic trials qualifier, and founder of the Elevate Life Executive Strategy Sessions. My work is centered on this truth. If you want to lead with power and purpose, you've got to amputate what's no longer serving you and elevate to what actually leads. Every week, this Think Letter, I share a conversation, a conviction, and a call to action. And most importantly, I offer a space for leaders just like you to pause and reflect on how you're showing up in a world that demands more than ever. Then, about 2 days later, usually on Tuesdays, I post an accountability video. Why? Because we need to determine what we are going to do, and then hold ourselves to account. Since today is Tuesday, we are going to hold ourselves to account. This week's conversation was with Hall of Fame speaker, best-selling author, and championship culture expert, Ross Bernstein. And let me tell you, his wisdom cut through the noise. We talked about clarity, we talked about presence, and we talked about what it truly means to lead without ego. And today I'm passing 3 executive level actions to you. These aren't theory, they're not theoretical. These are practices you can start applying this week to lead clearer, stronger, and with greater impact. Action 1, amputate distraction. Ross said something that stopped me in my tracks. I don't do a podcast. I don't have a blog. I don't coach or consult. I just speak. Not because he's unambitious, but because he's clear. He's amputated distraction. He's chosen depth over width, presence over pressure, impact over image. And guess what? He's booked over 130 times a year. I think it's working with zero marketing. That's not luck. That is strategy. That's leadership by design. So here's your executive challenge. What's eating your bandwidth right now that looks good on paper, but is killing your capacity to perform at your highest level? Is it a legacy responsibility that no longer fits? Is it a client that you should have let go of long ago, months ago? Is it a role that you have outgrown, but you're still holding on out of loyalty or maybe out of fear? If you don't make the cut, you'll never make the climb. And no one can decide that but you. The second action, be coachable or be replaceable. When I asked Ross to describe the most effective leaders he's met, he didn't talk about charisma. He didn't talk about fame. He talked about patterns, patterns of coachability, patterns of listening, patterns of humility and hunger to get better. Ross has been in locker rooms with Olympic captains, NFL players, and D1 athletes turned business leaders. And the ones who rise, they don't make it complicated. They show up, they listen, they execute. So here's your reflection moment. Where are you resisting feedback because it stings your pride? Is there a team member trying to tell you something, but you've been just a little bit too defensive to hear it? Is there a coach or a colleague, a mentor who's been dropping breadcrumbs that you keep ignoring? Remember, if you're uncoachable, you're unscalable. And if you're unclear, you're unstable. The market is moving way too fast right now for leaders who won't listen. Action number 3, lead with humility. This might be my favorite line of the whole conversation. Ross said, quote, "We're not the whole event. We're just the flowers at the wedding." And that hit me hard. Why? Because I've been there. I've been the person who thought I was the entire show showing up for a speaking event. And I've learned the hard way that leadership isn't about shining. It's about serving. So before I get up to speak, before any audience, I'm asking for the Spirit to allow me to serve. Then I go out and I make contact with the people who are in the room. They're the hardest working people anyway, to having to sit through all this stuff, all these conferences. I greet them. This allows me to let them know I'm with them. Some of you hearing this have been carrying the pressure to impress, to perform, to outshine, to over-deliver. But the real power is in showing up quietly, consistently, and completely committed to others. When you serve first, you stand out without having to compete for any attention. So here's your question. Where are you accidentally making your leadership about you instead of about the people that you're called to serve? It's a tough question, but it's the one that shifts teams, shifts culture, and shifts your impact. Now, what do you do with this? You choose one, just one. Maybe you need to cut a distraction. Maybe you need to open yourself up to some more feedback that you've been resisting. Or number three, maybe you simply need to walk into the next room and ask, how can I serve? And if you want to go deeper into this work, you're invited to join me inside the Elevate Life Executive Experience, this monthly strategy session for executives who want to lead with intention, clarity, and influence that lasts. You'll get access to private coaching, our high trust WhatsApp group, and tools that help you elevate from where you are to where you're meant to lead. It's built annually and built for long-term transformation. DM me the word elevate and I'll send you the link to apply. Next week's guest is Tony Chapman, and we're going to unpack exactly what it takes to lead through crisis, conflict, and change. You don't want to miss it. In the meantime, you can catch the full conversation that I had with Ross Bernstein on YouTube. Just search John Register Live. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up. And thank you for doing the inner work that it takes to lead the outer influence. Go forth, inspire your world. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.